Hello everyone, this is Extra Null Byte back with another video. And this video is going to be a bit different. Yes. We are going to hard mod this 3DS since I need to downgrade it because with my newbie mistake I upgraded it to the 11.0.33, so now I need a hard mod before I can downgrade it to 10.4 I believe. So to do that I need to open this up and you can see me there, hello. So I need to open it up and then solder a couple of wires to it. So alright, before we start you will need a couple of tools. Now just a disclaimer that if anything does happen to your 3DS I'm not reliable for it. Also, opening up your 3DS will void your warranty, so yeah. Well, let's begin. You will need a couple of tools. First you will need a screwdriver with a really fine tip, a Phillips tip. I'm not sure what size this is, but should say on the tip there. It's a really fine tip anyway, it's really tiny. The other thing you'll need is a 3DS, of course, a soldering station or a soldering iron, and a bit of solder. And of course you'll need your wires and all of that stuff that you'll need. But anyway, let's start off with the disassembly. So take out all these little bits and pieces, just double check that there is no cards inside. There's no card there. Alright, so let's start. Let me get my magnetic dish so that we can start opening these things. So start off by removing these 4 screws on the top. Okay. They're not gonna fall out because they have this little thing on the back that holds the screws in place, but still. There we go, just pop it off like so and put it aside so you don't lose it. There we go. The next thing you want to do is remove this battery here. You can do that using anything. I'm just going to use my little pocket knife. So just pull it out and put it aside. Don't lose that as well. Alright, so at this point there are a couple of screws that you need to remove. There's one here, one there, 2 on the side, 1 on the bottom there, 2 here, and 1 in the middle. Plus there's an extra screw that's right there. I don't know if you can see that, but trust me, there's a little silver screw. Okay, so let's start by unscrewing this. There's one. Just be careful not to lose these screws because they're so tiny and they're black, so if they fall on your carpet you'll never find them again. There's another one. There's that one there. Another one there. Now if you're doing this on a new 3DS or 3DS XL, sorry about that, a bit of a distraction. So like I was saying, if you were on the new 3DS or 3DS XL, some parts of this thing will be different, so please refer to another video or another way to disassemble a 3DS because this might not work for you. Same with the soldering steps. Once we get to that point, a couple of pads that we have to solder to will differ, so just make sure you have the real or the right tutorial for that. Anyway, now we are done with the screws. Let's just double check that there is nothing left. All is good. So we should be able to pop this open now. As you can see, it comes off nice and easy. Now try not to pull this part off. Always open from bottom. As you can see here, always open from bottom, because there's these two tabs that you need to pull off. As you can see, there's one there and one right there. If the camera is going to focus. Yeah, okay. So we'll gently just pull that off. I'll just use one of the Phillips or one of the flathead screwdrivers or the screwdriver tips just to prime off, like so. There we go. That's gonna come off. So put that aside as well. And I'll leave this there. I might need it again. Alright, so these points here are where we'll solder things to in a bit. Plus there's another point that's on the back of this motherboard that we'll have to take out, so we'll have to remove these screws here, these screws here, and a couple of other screws like down here. Plus we'll have to remove a couple of ribbon cables like this one here, this one there, and we'll remove the Wi-Fi card, which is located right there. Okay, so that's good. Let's put that back and refocus the video. Okie doke. So let's start with the disassembly of that. I'll just move these little screws to the side so that I don't mix them, because we'll have to put them back in the right place afterwards. Okay, let's begin with, can I just zoom in a bit more? There we go. Okay, let me just push that up a bit. So let's start off by removing these screws on the side. There should be 4 screws. Using the same Phillips tip, just unscrew them. Okay, there we go. Also, I will be leaving all the tools that I'm using and all the information that I'll be referring to. I'll leave the info in the description below so that you can find what kind of tools I have, what kind of soldering station I use, and basically every other link that you'll need for this process. Alright, so again, I'm not responsible for any damage that you do to your console, so if you do mess up, it's your own fault basically. So okay, these screws are a bit longer, so we'll put them to the side. Oh, okay, just be careful here. Let's see, where did the screw go? It's right there. Alright, so let's just flip that over. So we got these pads, we'll put them there for now. Another screw there. Now we'll need to get this bit out somehow. You can see there's a little ribbon cable there. If it's ever gonna focus. Come on. But just trust me, there's a little ribbon cable there that you have to pull out somehow. Can I just have a look at it? Alright. So I believe we can just lift this up using a little screwdriver. So the flap from the back just pops up. Oh, the camera is just horrible, doesn't want to focus. So that just lifts up like that, and then you can pull out this bit. Now put that aside so you don't lose it, and close this little flap so it doesn't break, like so. Alright. Alright, so the next thing, we'll remove this here. Gonna focus. There's a little ribbon cable here. You just have to lift this little white flap. Just be careful not to damage anything. There we go, it's lifted. So we can just pull out this cable now. There we go. And pull the little flap back so that it doesn't break. Easy as that. Alright, so the next thing, my leg is dead, is there is a little flap on the bottom right there. We'll have to gently put the little screwdriver behind and lift the little flap. And now we can pull this out. Just easily, not to break anything. There we go. We can close off the little flap there so it doesn't get pulled out. Now there's two more screws right there on the SD card adapter, so we'll unscrew that. Now take note of where the screws come from, because if you misplace the screws or you lose them or mix them together, you'll never find which screws go where. Okay, so once you have that, let me try to get them out. Okay, there's one. So I'm going to put them on the top side of my magnetic plate. Come on, get out. So let's try to get this one out slowly. There we go. So now that's out. Now this here lifts up this case, but it's glued down with some adhesive, so you have to be very careful not to break anything. And this flap here pulls off as well. So you just have to carefully pry it off. There we go. It just lifts up like so. So let's have a look. Okay, so just use a bit of force here. Eventually it's gonna come off. There it is. Okay, so once you have that lifted up a bit, you should see a little, don't know if you can see, but there is a little ribbon cable that's inside. There's actually two ribbon cables. I can't get the light to shine in, but as you can see here, there is a ribbon cable right here, right there, and another ribbon cable right here. So you have to unhook both of them. So just gently, it's off camera, open that up and open that one up, so you can slowly slide the cables out. There's one, and there's another one. Alright, so under this white tape there's another ribbon cable. Okay, put that aside so we don't lose it. There's a ribbon cable right here, so you have to open this part up, boom, and pull it out. There we go. So it's out, as you can see there. At this point, our motherboard should be becoming loose. We should be able to slowly pull it out. But again, just be careful not to break anything. Okay, you need to take your time with this, because one mistake can ruin everything. Okay. Oh yeah, there's another ribbon cable right here that I missed. It's right in this corner. If it's gonna focus. But yeah, there it is, it's right there. Just lift the white flap. Or in this case, it's a black flap. There it is. Now we can pull out the cable, like so. There we go. Oh yeah, forgot to take out the wireless card. Wireless card just basically unhooks like this. And there's a little black cable that's hooked up there, so just basically take something and pry it off. Again, be careful. Everything is delicate and can break easily. So that's it. Put the Wi-Fi card on the side. And at this point, yeah, you need to pull out the black cable from its little clip there. Okay. So let's see, is there any other screws that I missed or any other flaps that I didn't undo? No, that should be all. Okay, that doesn't matter. Yeah, at this point we should be able to lift it up slowly. Right, so basically remove this thing here. Has a bit of adhesive, so leave that to the side. Now that that's off, we don't need that, we can put it back. There we go. Should be able to just gently slide this out. All right. Once you lift that up, once you lift the SD card slots, there's these two screws that you have to unscrew. So once you unscrew them two screws, the motherboard will come off. Okay. There we go. That's another screw. Come on. There we go. So now we should be able to pull this whole thing off. Again, slowly, not to damage any cables. Okay. you're still tethered to the little volume control, so you just basically need to pull it out slowly. There's a little ribbon cable that's just on the bottom side which hooks the top screen, so just unhinge that and take it off, and we are done. So we got our motherboard, as you can see. There it is, our motherboard. Is it going to focus? Is it going to focus? Is it going to focus? Yep, it failed. Okay. So, with that, we can continue with the next thing. So, put this whole thing aside, not to break it or anything. And we'll continue on next step once I get my layout of where things need to be connected, just as a safety measure. So be right back.